Here we go. What's that in the air? It's a bird. It's a plane. No, the boys are back in town. It has been far too long. Zach, Eric, your boy Noc, West Coast PoPCast is back. Zach, let them know how we roll. It has been far, far too long since the boys were all together, man. This has been a big year for us. We finally hit 1K subs. So much has happened in our lives. We're in so many different places than we were last year when we first seen you guys. I want to start off by saying, first of all, thank you all who supported. Thank you all for joining us journey, and especially who's joining the journey while we were pretty much on hiatus. We haven't been too much in the channel. Zach has been. Zach, is your back all right, man? Zach has been carrying the show for so long, and we're finally all here together. We're gonna get the podcast back up and running every week. Our new day, taking over Wednesdays, going head to head with Dynamite. Can they top the West Coast PoPCast boys? I don't know, but we have so much to talk about here, man. If you're new to the channel, let's introduce the panel, of course. The three guys who've held the channel down, who's been putting work in together. Main man, provider, the momentum leader. Zach, how you doing?
I'm all right. I'm on daddy duty, so I'll be in and out, but I'm glad to be back with you two. Oh, the three of us are back together. I'm happy.
And of course, we finally scrounged enough money to pay Eric's tab to get his salary going so he can finally rejoin us. The CEO, the Infinity Champion, leader of the Just Us League, JL supporters, Triton United. Hop in for your boy Eric joining us.
How y'all doing, y'all? All that and more. Add another name to the pile. You can now refer to me as the Flop Daddy, and make sure you people stay wet out there.
Internet, have at it with that one. We're gonna change things up. You know, in the past, we were very heavily focused on the wrestling side, but this is West Coast PoPCast where we cover movies, TV, video games, and pop culture. So we got all that stuff to throw for you in this West Coast PoPCast. We're gonna mix it all in here. So you have any questions, any comments, hit us in the chat right now. We'll answer those live like we always do. But jumping in, let's get to the first topic of the day. And that is the Video Game Awards. This past Monday, if you guys hadn't seen, there were 6 nominees in what was probably the best video game year in a long, long time. We had games get snubbed, a few like Hi-Fi Rush, Harry Potter, and I don't know if you see it, Zach, but I don't see any of Team Green being represented. I don't think Xbox was good enough this year. They couldn't make the cut. The moment was too big for them. I see games like Alan Wake 2, which actually was an exclusive for Xbox in the past. Now it's a multi-plat. Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man exclusively on PS5, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Super Mario Wonder, and of course Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'll throw it to Eric first, man. What are your thoughts?
Well, my first thought is Legend of Zelda. What?
It's been a long time, man.
Second thought.
Shout out Cody Rhodes.
Second thought is as he's
Shut up, Cody Rhodes.
We're back, baby.
There would be absolutely no Alan Wake 2 if Bill Gates didn't open his pockets and give the world the greatest horror game of all time. Third of all, everybody knows if you play Resident Evil, you're an absolute dry jabroni. Fourth of all, everybody knows that if you play Spider-Man, you're a virgin who's never been on a date. Everyone knows if you bought a PS5, you're an absolute... Anyway, all this to say, this could be a good game award. Also, other what's it called? Categories got released. We've got best adaptations, ongoing games. So it's honestly gonna be a really good award this year again. It's been pretty good for the past few years.
It really has been, man. This year, like I said, was stacked. A lot of games got snubbed. Zach, what were your quick thoughts on the game of the year?
Where is my Hogwarts legacy? I played this game for hours. A real gamer, a champion. This adult MA game was all over my map this year. I don't even know what these other games are. I should say Spider-Man 2 I think is awesome. Super Mario Brothers Wonder is getting huge reviews, and I know a lot of people that went through Legend of Zelda and said it was huge for a Switch game. So I'm pretty pleased with these. So I'd love to know in the chat what your favorite one is.
Yeah, let us know for sure what your favorite game of the year was. A lot of cool ones going on. I've played Spider-Man. Still haven't beat it yet. Great game. That's probably my pick of the year. Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite horror games of all time. And I look forward to playing Alan Wake.
How is a remake getting nominated for Game of the Year?
That's the thing. I don't. As much as I love Resident Evil 4, and they've done a great job on a remake. I just don't think you could throw it in there for Game of the Year. I don't think that makes sense, especially with a year like this where it's so stacked. It's not a dry year where you have to just fill the spots. I just don't think it should be qualified for this award. Great game though,
but it is a game that came out this year. Hence,
but it's a remake.
Game of the year.
You get kind of you blur the lines there a little bit, man. It's like, oh, let's remaster Scarface, put it out there. It's gonna be movie of the year.
You're telling me all these Hollywood remakes, we're not allowed to have a video game remake. I'm not allowed to enjoy my nostalgia. I'm not allowed to go back and pay $70 for a game that used to cost $30. I'm not allowed to do that.
Hey man, it's got a fresh new coat of paint on there.
There's a Jack in the Box that has a fresh new coat of paint down the street for me. I'm not eating there.
I'm not even there, man. That's where I've heard some stories about Jack in the Box. Oh. But game of the year, man. December 7th is going down. I'm pretty sure you can watch this on Peacock, hop on the cock, or stream it on the Game Awards channel. But a lot of places to watch this, so check it out for sure. Put your votes in. Vote Team Blue, PlayStation, Marvel Spider-Man 2 for the victory, baby.
Or play a real game, Baldur's Gate 3.
That's a real weird game on PC, man. I see the mods. If you thought Resident Evil mods are bad, check out Baldur's Gate 3 or don't.
Hey, you'll have a bear of a time.
Don't talk about PC mods. You don't talk about the bear. You don't talk about the bear.
But yeah, talk about man. Moving on to I don't know if you've seen this actually. I haven't seen this trailer yet. I know it just dropped today. Zach, do you want to take us into Madam Web?
Oh man, Sony's going to take us into Madam Web. I guess it takes place before Spider-Man exists, but everyone has Spider-Man costumes in this, especially the villain who looks like he has dollar store PJs of Spider-Man that he bought off the street vendor. I don't know what to think about this. I kind of like some of it, and I don't like most of it. This, Venom, and what is Kraven. Those are the superhero movies coming out next year, other than Deadpool 3. So we're going to have a nice reset with Deadpool 3, no DC movies, but Sony is going to feed into the superhero fatigue with all this malarkey. I don't know, man. I'm giving this a streaming kind of vibe on this.
Yeah, I mean, are we really getting another Spider-Man theme movie without Spider-Man in it? Madam Web, Hunter, Venom. I mean, I like I don't know. Eric, you take it, man. Have you seen this trailer?
I haven't. I probably won't watch it because it's Sony and I don't care about their Spider movies. But I mean, to be fair, it's if somebody good was doing this, I think the idea of having a universe built around Spider-Man would be cool. But unfortunately, it's not done by someone good. It's done by Sony.
Aren't you playing through Spider-Man 2 right now? Just for the record.
I've dated. I've gone on dates before. I've done that. You know, I don't own this.
All right. That's mad.
Nerds.
I'm hoping Sony finally gets it right, because if not, just revert the rights back to Disney and let them take over for it. Let me get to some of these chats real quick. Mr. All Power, I see Nate in there real quick. Mr. All Power says, "Where is Starfield? Wow, the bias is deafening."
I stand by what I told. Sorry, the lag is popping up now. It's raining hard as hell here.
Damn, it's raining over there too.
Stand by what I stand by what I told Zach and Noc. I don't think games that came out incomplete or broken should be listed as game of the year. And Starfield had some problems coming out, so it shouldn't count. Same reason why I don't think Cyberpunk should have got it or be nominated last year or whenever it came out.
Yeah. Cyberpunk's made a heck of a return, with the anime we've talked about in this show before, and then the expansion with Idris Elba, which he's up for award as well for his performance. But I didn't get to play Starfield, so I can't really speak on that too much. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mr. Allpower. And he also says, I thought Madam Web was older.
I'm guessing they're going with a younger one.
It's Dakota Johnson. Apparently, Golden Girls don't sell.
I just got real sad after you said that.
Man, you guys might throw some shots my way, but I've never seen Golden Girls. Never seen it. I know you guys talk about it a lot. And I know Xavier Woods talks about it a lot. I've never seen it.
I want you to remember this next time I say I haven't. I know there's something I haven't watched or played that you find outrageous. This is the comeuppance.
That outrageous, criminal.
Next time
when I remember it, I'm gonna get on you. It's been like what? How many months now? I haven't given a shout out to TNA Impact Wrestling before we move on. Let's give our praise and our shout out to the return of Impact Wrestling to its roots. And you know where they're going? For anyone in the chat who's been pleading for Eric to get Impact Plus, TNA Impact Wrestling is going to Florida. Can we please get this man a ticket to go see them live upon their return?
I want it to be very clear. I was prepared to this. I understand there's a select few of you that believe I'm what the millennials call a hater. I get that. I can't change your mind. I refuse to change your mind. But you, for 1 second, think it's right that TNA Wrestling said anywhere in this country we could go. They chose Florida. Do you know who lives in Florida? People who don't want to live in Florida and people who should not leave Florida. Fucking weirdos. TNA Impact is a fucking weirdo.
Man, I think the lag's catching up to me too. I'll finally get to that one, and we're not gonna stand for that disrespect all the time. Finally, we're gonna break him. That is our goal, to bring this podcast back, to finally break Eric and have him submit to the wonders of TNA Impact Wrestling.
Oh, I've been broken.
Moving on, I've been broken. Web, of course. Oh man, I did see this. Zach brought it to my attention as well. The possible cast of Young Avengers. We have some good stuff here. I see, obviously, Ironheart in there. And I think, do you think this cast, I think my first question would be, do you think this type of cast, this type of movie would work for the MCU, be good enough to rejuvenate it?
Okay, first of all, not to spoil the Marvels or anything, but two of these Young Avengers have a scene at the end, and one of them makes a comment about, their age, and the other one responds like, I'm 23. By the time this movie or Disney Plus show or however they decide to do this comes out, that person will be in their 30s. Most of these people will be in their late 20s. So it's going to be like watching 90210 in the 90s or Saved by the Bell. These people are going to be in their late 20s to 30s by the time Young Avengers gets going. So do you think it should actually even be a project?
No.
It's going to be tough. You got it, Eric.
Go ahead, Noc. You got this. No,
I was just going to say it's going to be tough because of the timeline and how things have gotten thrown off track. Kang Dynasty, we don't know if that's going to be the villain anymore. The strike, the pandemic throwing stuff so much off, and then just Marvel taking a downturn, which is still surprising me. I just don't see this happening with this cast. What about you, Eric?
I agree. Like bits and pieces, like Miss Marvel, yeah, like great. She did her thing. Kate Bishop also, great series. But everyone else, they kind of just Yeah, they kind of just like they didn't really set them up for anything. Like they didn't really convince me to be like, I can't wait to watch a movie with you. Even Ironheart is someone who, like, I was really excited for. Just kind of there. I don't know. This isn't going to bring in as much as they expect to. I don't think diehard MCU fans are going to go to theaters to see this.
And at this point, they really need it to. They can't really afford any more duds.
All right, let's talk about duds. So we haven't seen the Marvels. I've watched the post-credit scene. I know everything that it's setting up. We all know everything that it's setting up. Let's get into this next part here because it kind of ties into this. Today the breaking news was that Pedro Pascal is going to be Reed Richards and play alongside Vanessa Kirby in the Fantastic Four movie. That is going to be
What?
that is going to be. Let's say this is a Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm heavy movie. Pedro Pascal will be taking second lead on this. The other news that ties into all this is the Avengers Kang Dynasty director Destin Daniel Cretton, butchering that, has left the project. He's going to focus on a supposedly still in development Shang-Chi 2 and Wonder Man, which I don't even think should be a project because I don't even think that is a deep character to put on screen, which is going to be a Disney Plus TV show. So that is the news so far that is going to come out to this. X-Men and Fantastic Four could be their hard reset for the MCU, but we'll see. So we're going to dive into something else that breaks apart the MCU even more with some news that has been going around Hollywood. But what do you guys think about this?
Pedro's a great casting. I love everything the guy's doing right now, from Mandalorian to The Last of Us. He's going to be very, very busy, and if he gets this will be like the icing on the cake of a very good career so far. I think he could pull off Reed Richards. I think he has the subtleness to do that and do the science stuff as Tony Stark did with, or as Robert Downey Jr. did with Tony Stark, and as we need for a Reed Richards who's supposed to be the smartest guy in Marvel. And then Vanessa Kirby, I haven't seen too much of her. I know I've seen her in like Mission Impossible and a few other little things, but I haven't seen too much of her. I think she looks the part. I'm gonna be excited to see her take on the role. As far as Shang-Chi, since you just mentioned it briefly, I feel like they dropped the ball on the rollout of that movie. I know it came out like during the pandemic, so it couldn't get the big run it could have got, but I thought that movie was amazing. And I thought they could have really pumped it up a little more, especially with getting the rollout for Shang-Chi 2.
I feel that. I don't think I want Pedro to be Mr. Fantastic. I don't think I see it. Either he's too cool or he's going to try too hard to be as nerdy as Reed Richards is. I feel like there's a better choice out there. And I get that he's a hot actor, but I don't know. I think Hollywood, there's lots of other actors they could have gone with.
Yeah, I think they're getting a little more like tight knit with their stuff. I think they're looking for the hot actors because of the so many duds they've had. I think they're looking for that to bring in the revenue. I think Marvel, I hate to admit it, but they're in a tough spot right now, I think.
All right, say that.
Go ahead, Eric.
I was going to say, we say that, but I feel like the MCU is at a point where they could make anything and people are like, it's Disney, it's Marvel. People are going to go see anything. I think they're fine.
They
I'm not going to watch it. I think they're fine. I think in the grand scheme of things, they're fine. Like compared to other movies, like no other movie studio in the world can keep pumping things out and still make money like they can.
That's true. And I feel like they still haven't touched the tip of the iceberg with how many stories they can tell in the Marvel's comic history. That's really good. I know, Zach, you're about to say something.
I'll just go on to the next thing, but if you want to hit up these chats quick, and
we're blowing up here, man. We really appreciate the support, and thank you again for everyone who's been supporting us, especially on this hiatus. We're going to look to pump out a lot more content for you guys, and thanks for sticking with us. But Mr. All Power, where you at? He says, what about Wanda? There's been talk about her not returning. Has anyone seen anything about this?
According to the MCU book that was released, I'm going to talk about a book that was released after this. It's a different book. It's a behind-the-scenes book. But there's a book about the status of everything happening in the MCU. Wanda died in Multiverse of Madness. That's what it states in that official MCU like Bible.
I forgot how that ended. I know that she
I thought
turns
she was
back
good.
Did she sacrifices herself or something? Or
I think Mr. Fantastic rigged Dwight's desk, and then Doctor Strange won. No one got that's my office joke.
I did get it. I was also trying to think of what happens in the end. I do appreciate the office joke.
That's right.
Damn, you guys! I feel like I'm disappointed, you guys, because I haven't seen The Office either.
Okay. You really need Peacock. You
watch TNA. No, you know what? This is what happens when you watch TNA wrestling. You stop hanging out with friends. You start doing drugs. You don't watch good television. This is what TNA wrestling does to you people.
Total nonstop action, baby. Thank you, Miss All Power, for that. And thank you, Zach, for that. It's not disgusting, man. We wash our hands. We stay clean. We believe in cleanliness.
How is it? I come on here every week, or used to every week. Now we're trying to again. And I say flop for your boy and scissor me dad. And none of that is as disgusting as total nonstop action.
We got to put some respect on the name of the greatest, most influential promotion in the world. Mr. All Power, really appreciate it there at Zach. Thanks for letting me know about that. Travis Mitchell, what's up, bro? How's it going, everyone? Thanks for jumping on for the relaunch of West Coast PoPCast. We're looking to go strong every week. Ready, my boy, ready or not wrestling. What's up, man? Appreciate you jumping in here as well. Travis Mitchell has some words for us. He says, the issue with these characters is how overpowered they all are. I think they need to fail miserably, the OG Avengers being taken away. Perhaps Strange pulls in a Thanos variant to lead them. That would be insane. Doctor Strange would be the villain if he did some shit like that. What do you guys think?
That shit would be funny to just fucking pull an alternate version of Hitler out and be like, okay, this guy's your leader. Go at
it. He's a great talker.
Yeah. He'll teach the march. Yeah, I guess they could have a big fail, start the hero's journey. I take it.
I mean, technically, they're already having a big fail with the MCU, but I'll be here all week. I got him.
And that's the problem, man. Like, I want Tony Stark's death to stick because it gives the, it gives the whole story like meaning and weight. But he's sorely missed. He is sorely missed. Thor's not carrying it right now. For anything, Thor could have got killed off and been better off with that and having more Iron Man movies. We're missing Cap. Sadly, we're missing Black Panther too. So there's just too many heavy hitters right now that are missing to lead the charge. And I think that's what their magic was. You had the big heavy hitters people cared about, and you sprinkled in the new people, and they were good as well, like Guardians of the Galaxy, people that to get attached to.
So here's the thing, though. So comic books, we're used to death is a vacation. You die for a few issues.
That's true too. That's very true too.
Because the magic amulet. But can that work in a movie format?
The way they're going about things, I think so, because of the multiverse and all this type of stuff. It may be able to work. And I mean, we just seen all 3 Spider-Mans in a movie. So clearly they're throwing shit at the fan, whatever works for to make money and to get people to invested. So I think once that happened, anything is game. Zach, what do you say to
that? If you saw the post-credit scene for the Marvels, you know what they're kind of going with. And also, I just what was the last thing we just talked about? I had something that I kind of know.
Alternate Hitler.
Man, we just got back
in the Robert Kirkman run of Ultimate Hitler. Well, you can keep going. We can keep going. I forgot what I was going to say.
We'll get back to that. Hopefully, you remember. Mr. All Power once again. Pedro should be Dr. Doom. Do you think he should be cast as the villain again? We've seen him a villain as Wonder Woman.
He's too lovely.
We don't count Wonder Woman. I think I would give him a shot. I'd watch that audition.
I I would watch it too, but then Zach, made a point. He's too lovable right now, man. He's out here in The Last of Us, making people cry. It's some good stuff there. Um,
That's,
Travis Mitchell, what'd you say?
I said that's fair.
Travis Mitchell has another one for us. Sounds random, but Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele has the look and physique for Nora and Rod Silver Surfer, and it'd be real nice to see him do a dramatic role.
Travis, here's some inside information. Most likely, Silver Surfer will be female in the Fantastic Four.
Wow. You heard it here first, man. That's an exclusive from Hollywood Zach. That's an
Also,
interesting turn, by the way.
I don't know if Keegan Michael Key's ever done a movie where you've seen his physique, but I don't think he's Silver Surfer.
I was
level.
gonna say something too, man. I don't think he's shredded like that, but hey. That's hilarious.
I'm sorry, Travis. It seems like I'm just dunking on you. I love you, Travis. Never met you. I love you.
All love here at the West Coast PoPCast, man. He looks like Mr. All Power from Mr. No, he looks like Mark Ruffalo. Sorry, from Mr. All Power. I would assume he's referring about Pedro.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
you talking about, man? Who you talking about? Does he?
I mean, if you have to pick someone from the MCU, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, y'all look alike. Chris Tucker voice. Oh man! All right, Travis Mitchell once again. We'll get back to some of these. Let's get on some of these themes. We'll hit this last one up real quick, then we'll get back to you. Thank you for all the comments. Keep pumping them in, man. The idea of he's replying to you, Eric. The idea of pulling a Thanos who either lost or lived long enough to see how empty his victory was, becoming an Apollo Creed Barbosa-esque hard ass, pointing at the new team doesn't have what it takes.
All joking aside, I think it's a cool idea. Pulling a variant who's like, fuck it, I'll be Obi-Wan. Let's do it.
That's some. Oh man, that's really pulling stuff out of the box.
Yeah, you find a writer who's willing to do it.
All right, next up on the list, Zach, going to take us into the MCU. We have Kang being swapped out for Doctor Doom. Just speaking of Doctor Doom, Mr. All Power, are you on our podcast here too? But Zach, go ahead.
All right, this is the book. It's called MCU: The Reign of Marvel Studios. It's more of an insider, in-depth kind of thing. It's a big book, and from what I've gotten, it's a decent read. In that Variety article that came out recently, took some bits from this, but the big takeaway is the mess that's within the MCU and some of the shuffling that's been going around behind the scenes, especially the people that were behind Blade, not knowing what's going on and then getting fired and stuff.
Don't get me started.
Stuff like that we talked about. But one of the big takeaways here from MCU, The Reign, Marvel Studios, has been Joanna Robinson, one of the authors, has been going around spilling a little bit of tea that she knows. She has been pretty right on everything that she said here in the book. And she's basically said that at one point they have been talking about swapping out Kang with Doctor Doom. Now the talk is that they might actually do it. And I'm not going to spoil anything with Loki, but I do know what happens at the end. They technically can do this, especially with how Doom sets up Battle World. Loki sets that up. What they have done so far can lead right into Battle World, and what they have going on with some of these post-credit scenes and who the variants of the Illuminati were in Doctor Strange 2 sets up exactly what Battle World could be and how Doctor Doom set it up. So, do you want to see Doctor Doom? Do you think it's the right call? Do you think putting Doctor Doom in a Battle World scenario with Secret Wars is the right call, or do they need to make him more of a smaller villain so he can compete with the Fantastic Four and make that the big bad going forward later on in the MCU? Or if you've seen Loki, what can they do to switch up Kang, because they technically do have an out with Kang now? Or do you think they should recast Jonathan Majors, or do you think they should just keep going and wait for the trial at the end of November? So many questions. There you go.
Eric, you want to take this one first because I'm about to go off.
I just want to take a quick sidebar and say I found it so adorable that Zach is saying words like Battle World and like Dr. Doom, like all these big villainous things. Meanwhile, in the background, you can hear his child just being the cutest thing ever. Adorable. Anyway, um, I've always been wary about Dr. Doom because for some reason, I think he's shown up twice in the Fantastic Four franchises. And each time, for some reason, they do him wrong. Like, they won't even use his name, Dr. Doom. Like, it's very simple. Just take him from the comics and put him on screen. He's a very simple character. He's a very good villain.
You would think.
So if Marvel can do it right, I'll trust it, but I'm wary.
All right. So here's my thing. I'm gonna not excuse, but not gonna focus on the legal problems because I don't know the full story. I don't know what's gonna happen. Just as a character, as an actor, Jonathan Majors, who has been killing it on a tear as an actor, he's the villain. Imagine we put Thanos in there in an Ant-Man movie and he lost. Imagine Roman Reigns for our wrestling fans. He's out here getting pinned by someone on the undercard, like a Eugene, like a Sky Too Hottie.
How dare you?
And then he's supposed to be the main villain for the entire arc. You jobbed him out already. That was a mistake. And then I think part of the blame went to him for that movie underperforming. You put it out in February, so you clearly didn't believe in it, because if you did, you would have put it out in the summer as a blockbuster. And I just felt like you set him up to fail because that movie was terrible. I'm sorry. That movie was awful. That's the movie that made me start believing some of these Marvel going downhill rumors were true. I was so disappointed to watch that because the trailer was amazing. They misled, fooled me. They fooled me with that trailer. So if they were to pivot, I want to see in the chat real quick. I see Mr. All Power. Dr. Doom is a way better villain than Kang. He's more well known. He's way better in the comics. Like Eric pointed out as well, we haven't seen him done on screen properly. He's a better villain. But you already started setting up Kang, and you made me believe in Kang. When I watched Loki season 1, I was down for Kang as a villain. I believed. Then I watched Ant-Man. I was like, okay, you made a mistake. So there's that. So if they were to pivot, I wouldn't mind it because you still time to do it. I just feel like the first phase of the Infinity War saga was such a well thought out plan, and everything was just clicking on all cylinders. And now everything feels uninspired. And that brings me to my next rant. Eric, you're a 2-time Oscar winner. All right? You don't do superhero movies, but somehow, some way, they convince you to get into a superhero movie. You get cast as Blade. You're bringing it back, man. You're so many people are so excited. Perfect casting, all this good faith. And then, on the first day of writing, you're like, you know what, Eric? You're a 2-time Oscar winner. We don't really respect you like that. This movie, in name, is going to be about you, but you're going to take a back role. The second person on the list? No. Even further. Third? No. You're going to be the 4th main character in your own movie. Does that make sense, Eric? I was so pissed off when I read that.
That was hard to hear.
I feel like someone's intentionally sabotaging Marvel right now. That's how it feels. And if I was Mahershala Ali and he walked away, I wouldn't have been mad at him. I would have understood. That's just my thoughts, man. Zach, I'm sorry for taking a little detour, but I'm getting Game of Thrones vibes, and I'm getting flashbacks, and I'm hurting, man.
No, I get you, and I totally get it. And I do think that the problem with Kang is they didn't let us know how bad he was. They were too coy with him in Loki.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really, like you said, they let Ant-Man beat him in Quantumania, and now they're still kind of being coy with him doing the variants in Loki season 2. Again, awesome. Like, I know the spoilers I haven't watched yet. Awesome ending. I really love it, and I like the setup, but they didn't set up Kang to be a big bad. They just had him be ambiguous for comic book nerds to get the bits and pieces that they're throwing out here. They didn't make it good enough so people can just randomly be a casual fan of the MCU like they were in the first few phases, and it was just too much. And I think the issue with Kang is doing the multiverse. The shit's gone on long enough, and we can't just do like awesome, cool surprises like we just had in the Marvel's post-credit scene, like we had in Doctor Strange 2. It just gets old, and it's fan service only goes so far. Yeah. Good storytelling goes further. That's all I'll say.
I agree. And I think they got to take some pointers from wrestling, or take some pointers from your first saga. The blueprint was right there. It's like DC not taking the blueprint. So you have Loki, who's the main villain for the first Avengers. We already seen him lose in Thor, but I didn't feel like that took away from him. That he was still added upon. He was still a good character. I felt like they missed the mark with that in Ant-Man, and it just didn't work. But we seen it work for Loki. Um, so yeah, if they want to make the switch, it's gonna be tough, but you better figure something out now than postpone even later.
Yeah, I mean,
But if he, you got it.
honestly, I hope. Sorry, this lag is killing me. I hope Jonathan Majors it works out for him because, like you said, Loki season 1, he proved that he can handle playing different variety of characters. Like he's playing the same character, but like different angles, different degrees, and that's not easy. That's very hard. So
Yeah,
hopefully it works out and they can stick with him. But if they are gonna switch to Doctor Doom, then yeah, they got to do it right now. Don't Tony Khan us and wait 1 week before the pay-per-view to let us know what's up.
yeah.
He's got one of those. He's got one of those coming this weekend. So we'll get on that.
Oh man,
That's right.
seriously. Travis Mitchell once again. What's up, bro? I think we've seen that one already. His two-parter to that one. Basically, his mindset: it'll take a conqueror to kill a conqueror instead of resurrecting a character whose sacrifice would be ruined. Take a villain whose death was satisfying and redeem them. We've seen that in media a lot. I think. That might be a tougher sell. I think, but I see where you're going with that. I think most recently, if you watch The Walking Dead, Travis, like what happened with Negan, we kind of seen him take that long road to redemption. So I can see it a little bit. I can see it. You guys got any more thoughts?
Still watching The Walking Dead.
I'm not. I just listen, man. It was a phenomenon when it came out. Okay, it was a phenomenon.
Yeah. Hey. You know it's ending this weekend. They're shoving 2 episodes into one Sunday. Fear the
What's
Walking
that?
Dead.
Oh yeah! Wow, that's still going.
Exactly.
Oh man, I can get into some stories with that one. But we have a message here directed at Eric, one of his followers, Tsunami Bravo. I'm not repeating that, but he's glad you're back, to say the least.
I'm sorry, Tsunami. I'm sorry you had to hear that. He used a disgusting word. Followers? First of all, I have no followers. I have brothers and sisters. But Tsunami is above that. Tsunami is the right-hand man. Tsunami is the method behind the madness. Tsunami is the reason I get to stay wet. You don't get to stay wet without Tsunami. Noc, do you know the power a tsunami possesses? Do you know what a tsunami can do to a nation? And I have that power, Noc. The Justice League has that power, thanks to Tsunami Bravo. And Tsunami, for that, I thank you. Flop, flop, flop is right, my brother. Flop, flop with me, children.
I'm actually pissed off how much that works. Tsunami, I think you have to change your name because I don't like how much that works with Eric's flop stuff. I don't. Oh man, good stuff there. Travis Mitchell, what's up again? With Blade, I think they should just do an hour-long presentation to introduce him, establish him, and let Mahershala go while they figure out the script for his movie. Easier said than done. I'm glad you brought that up because at some point, Mahershala's schedule is going to get very busy. Like he's a great actor, so you're really wasting your time and potential you could have had to have something on film right now or put it on wax. Like we wasted so much time. You can't even get the script right. Hire me. I'll write the script. Are you serious? Oh man.
Get to it. Reportedly, the new one is going to be around $110 million max. They want to do it around $100 million and make it look kind of more street level, a little more grittier than the original Blade, but kind of they're taking notes from the original Blade with Snipes.
I don't mind that. You can put that budget to like just making it look, making it look good. You don't have to have a big, blockbuster budget with. You don't need that. Focus on some of the fight scenes to get that right for some live action stuff, like freaking a John Wick with vampires swinging swords type thing with Blade. You can do some really cool shit there. You don't need a crazy budget.
And no CGI teeth. I don't want to spoil the Marvels again, but boy, do CGI teeth not look good. I'll just say that.
Oh,
We didn't learn from Henry Cavill and Superman. That CGI'd off mustache.
Apparently not.
Let's see here. Next topic. First wrestling topic of the day. Besides mentioning TNA wrestling, me and Zach are going to be headed to Unreal Wrestling Revolver's Unreal show here in Los Angeles. Eric was too busy out of town. I think you were going to be in Paris this time, or what? Where are you going to be at this time?
Oh, actually, I'm looking for the lost city of Atlantis because the only way to stay wet is to get to the core of the ocean.
Oh, man. Well, while he's on his journey, we'll be taking some videos for sure. Keep an eye on the channel, get some footage up there. Wrestling Revolver. This is my first indie show of the year. Zach, when's the last wrestling show we've been to?
Mania. That was it.
WrestleMania. It's been a minute. And I think the last other show it was New Japan. We did a New Japan show, but this is my first like real indie type level show. Ronda Rousey's going to be there. Huge card. Excited to see the minion leader herself. See, that's a real leader, Eric. I don't know about you and your brothers and sisters, whatever you call them, but Athena has her minions. That's a real Ring of Honor world champion, and I would love to see her in AEW. Zach, wouldn't you?
To see her in AEW?
Yeah, like I would like to see her on Dynamite because I mean, it's like TK forgot she was on the card.
Well, she's in ROH, so they don't. Oh, wait, they totally do.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what I thought too. But shout out to Athena, man. I can't wait to see her perform tomorrow. Swerve's going to be there. I'm pretty sure maybe Hangman might attack. We'll see. Moxley, of course. So, stat card. Can't wait to be there. Zach, what do you think?
I have a question.
I'm excited.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
So, if I go to an indie movie, but the movie stars like Robert De Niro and Brad Pitt, is it still an indie movie?
Listen, if you see the venue this is going to be, and it's an indie show, man, come on. I don't know how there's like maybe 100 people in here.
All right, let's run down the card.
Please.
Let's run down the card really quick so people can get familiar with it because we're going to put some stuff on here. It's going to be hosted by Veda Scott and Johnny Loquazato because Johnny will be there. All right, Macklin, something, Manders, and Boogie. Are you excited for this one, Noc?
I am because Slice Boogie is one of the guys we've seen perform at Santino Brothers when we was checking out there for seminars. Oh, I think they have him right there. Santino's own right there.
Yeah, they're probably they do a lot around here, so they're probably going to be some people representing Santino Brothers.
Yeah, and of course, Eric knows Steve Macklin from former Impact World Champion this year. Shout out to him. I believe Jake something.
Yeah, he was asking me for change, just like.
All right, next up, Speedball versus Brian Keith.
Brian Keith, you've just seen him on AEW. Take it, the bounty hunter Brian Keith. He just took on Hangman Page. Got a lot of pop from that. Danielson shouted him out. Might see him on AEW more often. He's losing this match to Speedball Mike Bailey, but he's a good talent, man. I can't wait to see him actually perform live.
Nice. World title match. Chris Romero, Ray Angels, and Sonico.
Yeah, I see Chris retaining. I'm rooting for Chris Bay all the way. I love Chris Bay, another TNA wrestler. Alan Angels, another TNA wrestler. Eric, another TNA wrestler. Speedball Mike Bailey. But of course, when I say they're the most influential promotion in the world, you don't believe me. But I'm hoping Chris Bay gets the win.
All right, the Switchblades are reuniting, and they'll probably be reuniting very
first
soon.
time ever. The Switch.
The Switchblades will probably be back together in AEW versus Rascals V10. I don't know what version of Rascals this is.
Yeah, so the Rascals have a lot of members, Rascals? Eric, guess what, man? Got some more TNA wrestlers right here. Can't wait to see the Rascals win. Switchblades out. John Moxley's not losing. So shout out to Switchblades. This has been my third time, I think, seeing Moxley this year. I've seen him at Dynamite, at the Kia Forum. I've seen him at the New Japan show. Me and Eric were there, and I'm gonna see him here for this. I see him more in other shows than I see him on AEW.
All right, first time ever, Jacob Fatu versus Masha Slamovich. I got to assume Slamovich takes this victory, and Fatu just has a fun time in this match.
I got to assume this interference. There's no way he's getting paid clean. Masha's killing it right now in TNA as one half of the Impact World Tag Team Champions, MK Ultra, if you're nasty. But Jacob Fatu...
Ew.
Total non-stop action wrestling, baby. Yeah, Masha's gonna get the win, I think, but there has to be some interference.
Yeah. All right, I'm excited for this one. Our guy Paul Walter Hauser, he's
Yes.
been in so many films. Look him up against Matthew Palmer, who I'm not familiar with, but I'm very interested to see this one because they'll probably do more storytelling than AEW did with his Golden Globe.
They kind of dropped the ball on that. There's like, what happened to Bow Wow? What happened to him in his Golden Globe? He's got robbed, never got his comeuppance back. I'll be real with you. I have no idea who this Matthew Palmer is. Hopefully, it's a decent match with some interference, some good surprises, but I don't really care too much for this one.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. He's a really nice guy. So
He is.
saw the Romero match. I'm excited for Swerve Strickland. I hope Swerve Strickland cuts a promo on Hangman Adam Page and basically tells him, "Hey, Hangman, your house is now Swerve's house. You left your wife home alone because you had to go for a pack of smokes or some Skull or some Yoo-Hoo or a LaCroix or whatever Cowboys do nowadays, and then wish they were on Yellowstone. 9 months from now, your little one in that crib is going to have a tag team partner. It's Swerve's house. Daddy, guard your wife."
That's a good one.
Noc, thanks for the comments on that. All right, Swerve and Nano will be there, and now the main event.
Well, I can't wait for Swerve, man.
Okay,
I can't wait for him. That's my favorite part, man. Hopefully he does some actual not wrestling, but gets a little physical with somebody.
you know what, Eric, Hangman might come out. I don't know if they'll allow horses in the gymnasium, but he might come out.
No, I'll put this out there too. Swerve, if you're looking for someone to beat up in the audience, man, I'll take some bumps. Listen, I'll get my I'll get my bumps in there. I'll pay my dues.
I'll dance with Nana on the side and watch.
Then the main event, of course, the tag team dream match. The Minion and her minion in training, Athena, Billy Starks, taking on Ronda Rousey and Marina Shafir. I've heard from a lot of verifiable sources that Marina Shafir is way better on the indies than she is at AEW or when she was in NXT. So this could be some cool stuff from her. I think obviously Ronda's going to win. There's no way Ronda gets pinned on the indie show, but hopefully it's not Athena taking a pin.
I think it's a nice build-up that you could do. Have Starks get the pin, and then you just have more minion training stuff. I mean, you can do storyline stuff with this and make Ronda and Marina still look strong.
It's actually crazy because can we say this is Athena's biggest match since leaving WWE, and it's happening not in AEW? Kind of wild. Can we use her more on Dynamite? That's all I'm asking, TK. Can we get her in some match? Can we just
Please?
Can you remember she's there? She's doing such great work on Ring of Honor.
It's her fault. She's a woman. TK obviously is not going to book that.
Clearly, Eric wants us to get canceled, man.
I'm just saying what TK is thinking.
I mean, and it's sad to say, you might not be wrong.
Yeah, we're getting 2 women's matches this weekend. Noc and I will be here as well, full gear. I'm busting. At the Kia Forum Saturday, November 18th. We're gonna be there. I'm excited. 2 women's matches in AEW. This is gonna be the bee's knees of pay-per-views. Noc, are you excited for Full Gear?
Honestly, I might be a little more excited for this card tomorrow than I am for Full Gear. I just know Full Gear to me more fireworks, more pyro. I love that. I'm hoping we get some good stuff. I'm hoping we get some surprises. I really am. So, what do you think, Zach?
I am kind of excited. This is gonna be the longest Rampage I ever watched. So I'm assuming it's going to be 4 hours. So a 4-hour Rampage, judging by the card right now, depending on what they're doing on Dynamite right now. I'm excited to see AEW live first time, but again, this is a 4-hour Rampage.
Oh wow, yeah, that's true. Yeah, this is the first time, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it 4 hours?
It really makes me.
That
Yeah,
seems short.
Eric's on fire today. It surprises me, man, that they dropped them. When I got these tickets, I thought we were getting FTR versus the Young Bucks, Part 4. Okay, I was fully invested. The Young Bucks won a number 1 contendership. They were setting it up, and then I don't know, someone got pissy backstage. I don't know what happened, and now we're getting some 5-way tag team match. Just throw anybody in there. I
don't see how anyone gets upset. I know they have a Coke machine back there, so they can just have a Coke and a smile. I don't understand all the attitude backstage in AEW.
Shout out Eddie Murphy.
Ready or Not Wrestling. Are you going to be there? I heard you're going to be there. I'm excited. Try to find us. We'll be on the hard cam side. I do believe Rhonda might be all elite for a little bit, even though she said she's retired. She wouldn't be doing this indie stuff if she was.
I feel like she misses it a little bit, just a little bit. Just I know she can't stand some of the fans, the majority of the fans, but I think she misses it just a tiny bit. I know she's helping her friend. That's what she's saying.
All right, expect some stuff on the channel. I'm excited to go see this with you, Noc.
Yeah. So hopefully it's some good stuff, man. I already got my AEW shirt picked out. I'm excited. I got a side I usually bring, but I don't think it'll work for me and Zach. But it says Scissor, my boyfriend. My girlfriend made it last time we went there. Still hasn't been caught on AEW television yet. We brought it twice for AEW Dynamite and then for Double or Nothing back in May. So hopefully at another time, not with Zach, we can get that on TV. She put
I'll iron my best WWE shirt.
Ooh.
Eric. I got to watch 5 minutes of it. I got teased. Let's talk about it.
Oh wow!
All right, let's see if we can power through this flag and talk about it. I thought it was season finale. I thought that we were done until Zach thankfully corrected me. I thought there was I thought we were on episode 6 or 7. I did not realize it was only 5. This season is kind of. I wish it was going a little faster, but I think did we skip a week? Do you know?
I don't think so.
Huh?
No, I don't think
it
it
has 6. But episode 5. If you are a fan of the old traditional Rick and Morty, I think this is the closest they get to being a traditional Rick and Morty episode. It's actually a Rick and Morty adventure. It deals with the overall story, and I don't know how much more I can say without spoiling. But I mean, Evil Morty is in that picture, so I mean, it's a great episode. I loved it. Best of the season so far.
And you said it could serve as the series finale.
It absolutely could have. Now, for being a midway point in the season, it really changes Rick's motivation moving forward. We don't know what he's going to do going forward. I'm just going to say this now. I might Tom Holland this. So if you're a fan of Rick and Morty and you haven't seen this episode yet, then beware. I'll try my hardest not to. But yeah, going forward now, we don't know what's going to happen with the show. So I also will say this: you have to picture the voice actor there. I believe it's Ian something. I can't remember. He earned his stripes this episode. People have been complaining about the voice actors for the Morty, Rick, and Mr. Poopy Butthole. I think Rick and Morty are fine, but this episode was beautifully voice acted by Ian. This was a great performance.
All right, I'm excited to watch it. I got 5 minutes in. I already got. It's a deep cut episode. So, what do you think of the season so far?
It's funny because I have a friend who Rick and Morty was her favorite show. And she said that she's done watching it now because this season has felt different. I have a conspiracy theory that somebody else left the show, someone on the writing team, because it does feel different. I think someone that must have either left with I forgot his name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I think somebody else left. And it just feels like something's different because he wasn't involved in the writing process from what we heard. So it's not a traditional season. Only 2 episodes so far have been actual Rick and Morty adventures. There's no more B plots. So it's definitely different. But I still have fun watching every season. I've enjoyed every episode.
Okay, I didn't enjoy episode 1. I thought episode 2 was a great idea and 50% executed well. I loved episode 3 and thought that could be an actual movie. Take Rick and Morty out of it and just make those characters regular ass characters. I think that's such a great premise. I don't know, it's a good comedy 80s 90s kind of premise for a movie. I actually enjoyed last week's or episode 4, and I'm excited to watch episode 5. Episode 4 seemed a little more return to form.
Yeah, episode 4 definitely does go back to the format that we've grown accustomed to, and they even joke about it. They joke about Rick does something awful, Morty calls out the morality of it and makes things worse trying to fix it, and Rick is in your face. So it's a fun little they're getting into the groove of it, you know. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the episodes. And you've showed me the titles of the ones coming out, and they seem that they could be fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm not gonna abandon ship yet.
Yeah. How your opinion? How have the voices been? Because I think Rick and Morty are fine. Mr. Poopy Butthole, people can argue about that one, but I think Rick and Morty are fine.
As someone who doesn't watch a show, and if there is anyone that listens doesn't watch a show, who the heck is that?
I agree, they're fine unless you start paying attention to them when they start doing when Rick does a long monologue. Then he kind of like gets in and out of it because he does it one take. Otherwise, if you're not paying attention, I think he's totally fine. And I think the writing is the one thing that really matters to me, anyways. So.
Yeah. And to answer your question, Naki is the most important character to the show. But I think I'm fine with the voices because you're never gonna find a true replacement. Like it could have been worse. There have been shows that have gotten worse. Like Squidbillies replaced their voice actor because he was a racist redneck with Tracy Morgan, and it was a terrible switch.
Wow.
I don't want to. Well, that's not too surprising, but no, whatever. Squidbillies. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Rick and Morty. I do enjoy it still. Mr. All Power, what I sent yesterday, Eric? They go up to 10, right? So 5 more episodes.
Yeah, I believe 10.
Considering the main guy's drunk every time I record. Yeah. All right, I got to bounce up because of work. These guys will take it from here. Glad to see everybody up there. I will watch the rest of this later tonight. Eric Noc, so glad to be back with you guys. Love you guys. Everyone out there, have a great night, and thanks for supporting the channel.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
In case you guys are wondering, Zach was responsible for the Q&A on the channel. Shout out to Zach for putting it up there, man. Doing numbers, recording, and editing. Looks really good stuff. So check out the Q&A of The Killer with Michael Fassbender, David Fincher, and then check out the movie.
Yeah. I don't think we actually have that much left to do. We actually are at the hour mark. This is usually when we did do the show and we had a format.
Yeah, we hit the hour mark. In case you guys are long-time listeners, I see Tsunami in there, Mr. All Power. We focus a lot heavy on wrestling. I think going forward, we're gonna try to have the main podcast. We're gonna talk about a little bit of stuff, pop culture, video games, some wrestling in there, and then we're gonna try to see if we can get some more focused episodes out there for you, like focused shows. So I'll bring back some videos where I'm specifically talking about TNA wrestling or talking about AEW. I know Zach used to cover Raw a lot, but we'll switch out there. I know Eric used to do his speed checks. I want to bring back some more focused videos for the channel for you guys to really get you guys in there. I know Zach also covers Rampage when he can. He does live streams. So we got a whole lot of more content in the vault for you coming out. The tier list will be back. I promise you guys for that. We thank you for supporting those as well. More video gameplay clips as well. And of course, I will be talking a lot better too. I'll get back into rhythm and I'll be smooth as possible. But yeah, I think that was all of our segments. But it's criminal to me, and we're gonna talk about this next week too, because we didn't bring up the Avatar: Last Airbender trailer, man. And I'd like to give you some quick thoughts on that before we head out.
I'm excited for this project because they've been taking their time with it. They've been working on it. It honestly looks like they can't do worse. Let's just say that they can't do worse than Night Shyamalan. All right, this is not going to be a Star Wars prequel situation where a new trilogy comes out and we're like, oh shit, that dumpster fire before was actually good compared to this. So I'm looking forward to this new Avatar, and everything that you've sent me about it just looks great, and I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, so that's coming out in February, man. I cannot wait. I'm very excited. Of course, more videos coming for you guys. We're gonna get the schedule, and get the format completely done for you. It's been a long time, and for sure we'll get a nice update for you guys as well, for who's been following our journey and where we've been over these last few months. But West Coast PoPCast is here, full strength, full strong, and support TNA wrestling. Eric, any final words?
Absolutely not. I will say thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel so far. Noc brought it up earlier that Zach has been basically powerhouse lifting this shit. uploading shorts, uploading videos. So the best way you guys can keep us going, honestly, is to check out all of those videos that he's put out because they're all great. They're all amazing. We will try and do this regularly. Hopefully next time I won't be lagging. I won't be 10 minutes in the future and cut Noc off while he's talking. But if you stuck with us since day one, we appreciate you. If you're new, get the fuck out of here. We don't want no new viewers. We don't want no new subs. I only want my day ones. I only want Tsunami.
Tsunami can't cover thousands of subs. Thank you guys for watching. And usually I throw it to Zach. I say, Zach, where can you find us? Well, you can find us back at our channel, baby. We here. The boys are back. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.